Imagine the crunch of crispy, flaky pastry, the sweetness of honey syrup, and the rich aroma of roasted nuts. That's the symphony of tastes and textures that is baklava, a dessert that has tantalized taste buds for centuries. This delightful confection is a medley of crispy pastry, sweet syrup, and nuts, a treat that has a long and storied history, beloved by many cultures the world over. Ready to unravel the secrets of making this irresistible treat? Stay tuned. Creating baklava is a journey of flavors, and it all starts with the right ingredients. Our first player on the board is the filo dough, light as a feather and crisp as a winter morning. Next in line is melted butter, which will act as our binding agent, bringing together all the elements with its rich, creamy texture. Now, let's meet the heart of the baklava, a vibrant mix of nuts. Traditionally, we use pistachios, walnuts, and almonds. Each nut adds its own distinct personality, creating a symphony of textures and flavors. We sweeten this mix with sugar and add a pinch of cinnamon for a warm, spicy note. And let's not forget the star of the show, the syrup. A simple concoction of sugar, water, honey, and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. This will soak into our baklava, making it irresistibly juicy and sweet. With these ingredients in hand, the magic of baklava making can begin. The heart of baklava lies in its layers. It's an art of balance and patience. Now let's dive into the heart of the matter, layering. The first step is to place a sheet of filo dough at the bottom of your baking dish. This will serve as the base of your baklava. But remember, filo dough is notoriously thin and delicate, so handle with care. Next, we're going to butter this layer. Butter is the secret ingredient that gives baklava its signature flaky texture and golden hue. Using a pastry brush, gently coat the entire surface of the filo with melted butter. Make sure every nook and cranny is covered. This will ensure even baking and a uniform texture. Then, it's time to sprinkle on our nut mixture. This is where the magic happens. The nuts add a delightful crunch and depth of flavor to our baklava. Spread an even layer of the nut mixture over the buttered filo dough. Be generous, but not too generous. We want a balance of flavors, not an overwhelming nuttiness. Now back to the filo. Place another sheet on top of the nut layer and butter it just like before. Repeat this process, alternating between filo and nut layers, until you've used up all your ingredients. The topmost layer should be filo, generously buttered to create a golden and crispy top crust. Before we pop this masterpiece into the oven, there's one more crucial step. Cutting. Using a sharp knife, cut the layered pastry into diamond or square pieces. This not only makes the baklava easier to serve later, but also allows the butter and sugar to seep into the cuts during baking, adding extra flavor and crispiness. Once the layers are set and cut, it's time to transform them into golden, crispy baklava. The magic of the oven awaits. But remember, the real magic lies in the layers, the balance, and the patience. That's what makes baklava a true labor of love. The baklava is golden and crispy, and now it yearns for its sweet companion, the syrup. The syrup, akin to a magic potion, is what brings this Middle Eastern delicacy to life. It's a simple concoction, really. All you need is sugar, water, a touch of lemon juice, and a dash of vanilla extract. Combine these in a saucepan and let it simmer away until it achieves a syrupy consistency. Now comes the moment of truth. While the baklava is still piping hot, slowly pour the syrup over it. You'll hear the sizzling sound of the syrup seeping into the layers, an auditory delight that signals the making of a perfect baklava. The key here is patience. Allow the baklava to rest, to fully soak up this sweet nectar, to marinate in its own decadence. And there you have it. A batch of sweet, flaky, delicious baklava. All that's left is to savor every bite. Making baklava at home isn't just about the end product. It's about the joy of creation, the anticipation of the first bite. The magic truly begins when you start crafting this delightful dessert from scratch. Each layer, each fold brings a sense of accomplishment, a sense of pride. The aroma wafting from the oven, the golden hue, the crunch. It's a symphony of senses. So go ahead, immerse yourself in the sweet symphony of baklava making. And remember, the journey is as delightful as the destination.